Hi YouTube, it's spring here, we're getting good warm weather and blue skies, and that's got me thinking that I need to make a change. I've had my altar in the same spot for 2 years now, and I haven't really done anything with it. I've changed the altar cloth, changed the crystals that were on it, that sort of thing. And I've moved it, I've put it next to the bookshelf. I think it's a little bit more removed from my living space in this room, and it also gives me frees up some room for me to set up some exercise equipment in the area that it was. Plus, all of my books are right here, and I'm constantly going back and forth when I'm at my altar trying to find something that I've written down somewhere. So I moved it. I'm really not a person who changes their altar according to the Sabbats. They're not such a great part of my practice, not large on them. So when I do change it up, it's usually when I've moved house or something like that. So because I'm making some changes, I'm taking this opportunity to make a seasonal change, do something for summer. I'm not sure what right now, but I'm just gonna roll with it, keep the camera on it, and see what happens. So this is what we have right now. It's a blank canvas. It's directly next to the bookshelf where I film all of my videos, and then next to the desk where I do my art projects, which is a bit of a mess at the moment because I've put everything on there and I'm moving things around. So right now, the way I have it set up, this is going to be the main part of my altar, and then this part's not something I'm going to change, but in here are things of my grandfather's. So this is Tully and his razor blade. Then I keep things which I use but I don't want on the altar directly here, so extra candles, incense, matches, that kind of stuff. And then spare supplies I keep in this little drawer here. So I think for today I'm just going to focus on doing something with this. Not sure what. I'm going to just go around, see what I have, grab some pieces, and see what that looks like. So this is an oracle deck. It's actually the only oracle deck that I own. It's the Enchanted Map Oracle deck, and it's one that I really like. I've been using it quite a bit. I never used to use them, oracle decks or tarot or anything like that, but I've been really getting into this. There's actually a video I want to make about that, but I want to put that front and center because I haven't been doing too much of that. And then got a cloth. Maybe this cloth won't stay the same, but just something that I can put like really simple, maybe 3-card spreads or something on like that. We'll start with that. I want to try and work with levels here. So this is basically just a candle holder, and maybe I can put something on it. Not a candle necessarily, maybe a candle. That would be boring, that would be normal. So I'm thinking maybe this here, this is lepidolite and mica, or some sort of amethyst could go on that pedestal. No. Okay, so these are my 2 deity statues. They've been on the altar for a long time, changed forms a little bit. I wonder... Okay, so I kind of like that. It's not quite right, but I could put some small stones or something around in there, or something underneath there. And then I'm not sure what to do with him then. What we have here is amethyst and citrine, obviously. Amethyst I really associate with mother energy. Copper, and there's copper, chrysocolla, kyanite, starlight, sometimes called fairy's cross. That there is an ammonite, and then this, I believe that's aventurine. I think that's aventurine, right? So these are all stones that I associate with feminine, goddess. A lot of these are water elements, although I guess with the one really large exception, I mean citrine, and then for me starlight has really nothing to do with either of those things. I just felt like it was a good thing to put on there. Okay, this red quartz here, that might work too. Alright, maybe right here. Maybe that's a good thing to put underneath. It's sort of hidden, maybe. This is seeming a little harder for me. Got a lot of options. But I'm really finding it a lot easier to pick out goddess stones than God. Galeen is a good one. That's a good one. Pyrite. I've got pyrite somewhere. And really angular cuboid stones, which is fitting with, well, I guess if we're doing that theme, that's fitting with sort of the structure that I have for that little sculpture. Some fluorite too would be a good idea. I'm still feeling the need for something a little bit more over here. I've got this onyx bowl, and I think I can turn it into a pedestal by doing that. And that might be a little bit interesting, because I just feel like there's this big round shape here, and I am getting a little hung up on that idea of symmetry, so I'm maybe ignoring that. Entirely isn't the best idea. Okay. He really leans to one side, doesn't he? And we can put stones around him. This isn't working. Okay, let's put that in the middle there. Let's not worry too much about having candles. I just found these two little tea lights, beeswax. And I've used these before for like goddess and god candles. I think they're both going to go here. They can still represent that. They don't need to necessarily be directly adjacent. Do I like that? I don't like that. New idea. So I've chosen some crystals for male deity, put them down the right hand side here. We've got galena, fluorite, and pyrite, and then mukite, some more chrysocolla, a bigger piece, and then this piece of epidote here. I really, really love this incense burner. I did end up switching these, and I like that. But that doesn't mean that she's on the left-hand side here. Oh, I didn't switch these. Maybe we should do that. So this is what I've ended up with. I've just been fiddling around with the elements that I knew that I wanted, and I've ended up with this. Getting my grimoire in did mean that I had to phase a candle out. And I'm actually thinking I might just keep that on that corner there. Like, it's in the space, even if it's not on the altar. So I think that might be fine. I'm happy with the layout of stones here. I did move the incense burner onto the goddess side. And then I'm just leaving this one simple. I didn't feel that called to do more with this. And just with what I had available with altar supplies, I can't buy anything at the moment. I'm too poor, but I think that this is going to be fine for now. And maybe I'll find something to go on this surface that's related to male deity. I forgot to add the bell. I use this. Why isn't it on here? And then I put the two candles down on this side. And that way I can have the journal, the grimoire, front and center, because it's right next to my art desk. I'll be able to see it, think about it, and do things immediately. I'm torn with wands. It's really the only thing that this doesn't have. And this is the very first wand that I ever made. So this is what I tend to use, mostly just because it fits. It's really small. The ones I make and the ones that I sell in my shop... Does that work there? Yeah, it might have to. The ones that I make and sell in my shop are quite a bit longer. This is one of the ones that I made. So, I mean, it's... Oh my gosh, it's the same length as the altar. These are super great for outdoor ritual. This is my favorite. This is the one that I use personally, and one that I actually took off my shop because I wanted to try and sell it, but then I just started using it, and this one, it's mine now. People had their chance, but I mean, it can't fit on here. So while I'll probably end up using it, I still want a representation on the altar, and the first one that I ever had, that's a pretty special one. So that's sort of been on a lot of my altars. I think it'll have to stay. What I'd really like is to put a shelf up here that I could like hang the wand on, or a hook or something. Yeah, maybe I'll just do that. So I've got some spare corner bracing. This should work fine as L brackets. And I just cut down a piece of spare lumber that I had down to size. I'll just sand it and make this into a little shelf. Okay, so after all that, it is finally finished. I came up with a fairly minimalist design. I've never had a shelf like this before. This is super exciting. I really like it. Yeah, so now I have the option, if I want, I can use the small wand. And this is a pretty confined space, but I can still keep a nice large ceremonial one present at the altar up there. I think that works out really, really well. I really especially like the way that the goddess pedestal worked out. I think that looks really good. And then keeping this sort of utilitarian. Come on, focus. There we go. I'll be able to pick cards, draw them. If I want, I can take these ones off, switch these out super easily for whatever working that I'm doing. So I think these will sort of end up being working crystals. Only 2 candles on this altar. That's a change that I've never had before. But I like having the grimoire front and center like that. I think that's going to make a huge difference to that practice. I have been working some in that, and perhaps that'll come out in a later video. But I have gone on for a really long time here. That's perfect. This also really has come to life. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in another video.